Welcome to the most stunning church chapel that you'll ever see. It's filled with lights in every single angle. This is Sainte-Chapelle here in Paris, the premier chapel in the city, right in the Ile de la Cité. And it was built in 1248, and it's completely filled with light with the starry field on top. Now, this was a very important chapel because it included the apparent crown of thorns that Jesus Christ wore when he was persecuted by the Romans and then was crucified. So let's walk around Sainte-Chapelle. The stained glass windows actually tell the entire history of Christianity, just in period from Old Testament to New Testament to the end of days, right there in the rose window. I always love coming here. It's a really breathtaking place, and it's so interesting to see it mostly stained glass. I mean, compared to most churches, even the most beautiful Gothic churches in Europe doesn't have this much light coming in. And it would have more if it weren't for one of the buildings that are right next to here. That's why this area. And today's not super sunny. It seems like clouds just went over the sun, so it's not shining as brightly. But come here on a clear day, oh my god. So let me show you the picture of the crown of thorns. Crown of thorns used to be prominently placed right here. And here we are. It says evangelists Matthew, Mark, and John tell how during his passion Jesus Christ was crowned by Roman soldiers with thorns as a sign of derision. In Jerusalem during the first centuries of Christianity, the crown was then transported to Constantinople. The Frank emperor of the Middle East kept it in his own chapel. Then Louis IX acquired it in 1239 from the Emperor Baudouin II, who was financially in debt due to the heavily military expenses. Louis IX built the Sainte-Chapelle as a monumental reliquary, which means a place to store a relic and to display it. To house this precious relic, transferred to the National French Library during the Revolution of the 18th century since 1804, and displayed at Notre Dame since then, during the Friday of first month. So if we zoom in, hey Ariel, thank you so much for tuning in. The executive producer of my core tours is tuning in. Hey Kimberly, nice to see you here. And catch right here is mostly the Passion. Yeah, here we see Jesus Christ. Hello Fairy, nice to see you here. Welcome. Blanche says, amazing that the seasonal weather conditions don't damage it. Yeah, I'm kept in excellent condition. So up until the devastating fire of Notre Dame, the crown of thorns were displayed there each month. Macrina says, what's the name of the chapel? Sainte-Chapelle. the sacred church, the sacred chapel. Wendy says it's breathtaking. Oh yeah. Let me show you the floors. So we got the fleur de lis, the symbol of the French royalty. Now, £1,000 of the currency during that time to buy the crown of thorns. However, to build this gorgeous church only took £40,000. So the crown of thorns was way more expensive than building this structure. Here we see more royal imagery. Now this was secularized back in the French Revolution, so it's really no longer part of the Catholic Church. That's why the crown of thorns is apparently in Notre Dame. To climb the spiral staircase to get here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about accessibility. The steps 40-50 steps is not that much. It's a pretty light climb, but I'm not sure about accessibility because I did not see a ramp nor an elevator to get up here. Here's a close-up. All right, that's good. Video is doing a close-up. Kay says, so no services are here anymore? Nope. It's a secular chapel. Secular, if people don't know the word, means it doesn't pertain to any religion, not religious. Okay, Wendy says, was this spontaneous? Yes. I'm walking around Paris researching, making short videos, and I decided to go live right now. Show you this. Let's zoom in. Happening the end of days. There's a group of people seeming that they want to go somewhere. Is this the Day of Judgment? Who created all these windows, says Bruno. They were all dyed with natural materials too. Cobalt, copper, in order to get the different colors, and then all tied together using lead. I would recommend the if you lick the windows. Is that the man himself? Jesus? In bluish robes? Or is that supposed to be God? Let me know. Sometimes God is personified in these Catholic churches. So they have these handy guides in different languages. Here says the Windows layout, so we go from Genesis and then all the way to the 15, which is the Passion, the story of the relics of the Passion. So the relics are right over here, the story of the relics. So for people who don't know too much about Catholic history, especially in medieval times and afterwards, there was a trade of relics, which are apparent either actual remains of the saints and sages of Christendom, and also things that they wore or things that they used. So there were relics for one of the saints' thumb, the teardrops, the blood. We also have, for Jesus Christ, we have the crown of thorns, we have his cloak. There's a lot of Jesus relics too, pieces of the cross, the sword that was used to stab him. And the relics get really weird. There's also a penis, which I covered the story when I went to Italy. There's a lot of things. Now that relic is actually not so well talked about. Class says, wait, what? Yep. There is a relic of of a big D. The church doesn't advertise it too loudly. How high are the windows? Look several stories tall. You know, I don't know the height, but if we were to assume this would be a story, probably a second story, probably a third story, maybe 3 to 4 stories tall, maybe a little bit bigger. Do I still attend church? No, I don't really practice any religion per se. I love them all, but I don't practice them. I practice them within my heart, not by going to services. But to each their own. They're all beautiful. Services are definitely a very beautiful thing if you enjoy them. So I got here using the museum pass. I have a 4-day museum pass. All you gotta do to get in, the wait is not too long. Just show that museum pass and they'll scan it right up front and you're in. There's a security check, so be sure to not bring any large bottles of water or any large backpacks. And if you have scissors with you, please leave them because they will confiscate them, which kind of sucks. That didn't happen to me, but I saw a huge pile. And that's Sainte-Chapelle. One of the most light-filled churches, chapels in Paris. It's right in the Isle de la Cité, which is the island right in the middle of the River Seine. Miss says no weapons no weapons in the church, and there is a military checkpoint. I'm not sure if they're military, but they wore military gear while entering the street to get into the chapel. They do a security check there too. It's not too tough, but they do check your bags. Wow. I'll zoom in a few more details. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to answer them. Demi says that's an insane amount of stained glass. Oh yeah. There was a massive restoration here that happened in the 19th century. Someone's burning up a lamb. Someone's making a lamb roast. Oh. Making a lamb roast in the middle of the church. Alex says, well, you could exit to the gift shop. You know, I would love to show you the first floor, but there's no cell phone reception in the first floor. Wendy says, they're making a lamb roast with mint sauce, yeah. Was there ever a holy herb? Now I'm curious. Let me know, any Christian experts out there. Was there ever a royal herb? So let me pop up. I'll show you how the first floor looks. So that's the floor right below us. Sally, nice to see you here. And that's King Louis the Ninth, I think. Shop is pretty cool. They have cool postcards and books about all the way. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. That was Sainte-Chapelle. It's definitely a gorgeous place. It is more stunning if you come here when it's super clear. It seems that the clouds are now finally parting, so it's getting clearer now, but try to come here on the clearest day possible during noon so you can get it to the maximum extent. It's a gorgeous place, and use your museum pass. Museum pass is very handy if you're going to a bunch of museums. You can skip the line, which is awesome because sometimes the lines get long. Stay tuned Thursdays through Saturdays at 3 p.m. Western European time, 9 a.m. New York City time. And stay tuned wherever I go to next here in this great continent of Europe. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Au revoir, mes amis. Ooh, the clouds are parting. Ooh, now the sun is coming. Okay, I'm gonna stick around for like 30 seconds more. Oh my god, the clouds are parting. Oh, that's gorgeous. Who turned on the lights?